Hello guys, welcome to this training. My name is Oka Rose and I'll be your tutor and guide in this training. In this training, I'll be explaining to you what and how the Pixel application can be used as a graphic designer to enhance your design. So I'll be explaining to you what the various tools and features that are found in the application, how they can be used. Now, there are different versions of Pixel application. We have the original version and we have the modded version. The original can be found on Google Play Store, while the modded can be found on different websites. Example of a modded version is the one I'm using currently. All modded versions have a different theme away from the normal PIXELLAB theme, which is the blue theme. Now, the major difference is that for the modded version, there's usually a different theme, different default background, and some added fonts to the application. Now, let's get down to business. The Pixel application has a top bar and a bottom bar. At the top bar, we can see the plus icon, the share icon, the save icon, the quote icon, the three dotted icon. You can see the PIXELLAB logo. We can see reverse icon. We can see a zoom icon. We can see a grid line icon. Or we can see a drop down icon. Now let's take this one after the other. For the plus icon, when you click on it, this is what you get. You get to see the text, you get to see current date, you get to see sticker, you get to see shape, you get to see from gallery, you get to see draw. Now, if you want to insert a text in your work, just simply go to the plus icon and click on text. So let's click on text now. You can see a text box has been added to the screen. Now, simply hold down the text box and drag it down anywhere. Just hold it down and drag it. You can hold it and drag it anywhere. Hold it and drag it just anywhere. Now, if you want to increase the size, simply hold on this circle by the bottom left side and drag it. You can increase the size there and decrease the size. So you can increase or decrease the size using this. Now, there's this curved line at the bottom. Just hold it. You can rotate it. It's used for rotation. You can rotate the text. Now, this other line by the right hand side is used to reduce the width of your text. So when you hold it down and drag, you can reduce the width or you can increase the width. Now, if you want to add a text to this text box, simply double tap on it and you have this. Let's add a word to it. My name is Rose. Now, in this same drop down icon, there are other features found at the top. We have the capital T and small t box. We have the trash can box, which is for delete. We have the cancel and we have the OK. Now, if you want to put all your text in capital letter, simply just click on the text, the capital T and small t box. Now, this is what you get. If you want to change your entire text to small letter, click on it again, and this is what you get. Then if you want to delete your entire text here, simply click on the delete or trash can. The entire text has been deleted. If you want to cancel, like you want to go back, you don't need any text, simply click on cancel. But we don't want to do that yet, so we go again. Now, if you're okay with your text, simply click on OK. And boom, what you typed is on your screen. It's on your screen and you can make adjustment by reducing the size again, or rotating the text box, or reducing the width. You can do any of this. So this is how you can add text to your Pixel application workspace. Now let me quickly delete this default here, so we can have this to ourselves. So this is how you can add the text you want. Now if you want to edit this text, you can simply double tap it and make your edit, or go here, you can see this icon here, simply click on it and click on this pen icon again, and you can make another edit or make your edit to the text. Now if you do not need it, just simply click on this delete icon here and it will be deleted. Confirm and it will be deleted. So this is how you can add a text to your work, remove it and edit it. Now let's go back to the plus icon again. Now we have the current date, so it's going to show you the dates of which you are using, or the current dates, the particular dates in which you're working. So this is the 7th of July 2022. So if you want to make an edit to it, the same process, you can increase it, you can rotate it, you can reduce the width, you can edit it. So the same thing with what we did before. You can still delete it. Going back again, we have the sticker. If you like to play with your work, you like to add some cool features, you want to make your work look good, there are various stickers that you can add to your work. They are default, so it's just to pick anyone and use it for your work. So let's pick one and use it. Let's pick this. Now just hold it and you can drag it. Just hold it and drag it. Now this is the same, this icon here is the same line, curved line that we saw in the text box is still here, and this same drop, this same circle for increasing or decreasing the size of your text box. So we can still find it in stickers. So if you want to rotate it, simply rotate it like this. You want to reduce the height here, you want to reduce the width here and all that. So you can simply add a sticker, you can make edits to this, you can add a text to it and all that. But this is how you add a sticker. So when you pick your sticker, simply click on this yes icon here and boom, it's there. But if you do not want it, there is a cancel icon below the yes icon. Simply tap on that and this will not show on your screen. So let's delete this and go back to the plus icon. Now we have shapes. Shapes is an element of graphic design. Now this is the shape feature. Some edits you can make to your shape and how to use them effectively. First of all, let's go to the different default shapes that are found here. So these are the different default shapes you will get on PIXELLAB. They are default, means the one that comes with the application. You can easily download shapes and use them, or make edits to this shape into the shape you want. We're going to talk about that later on. So let's pick the circle shape here. Now if you click on the shape and you do not want to make any edits to it, you can just leave it the way it is. Or if you want to make some little edits to it, then you can come down here. Now we have opacity. Opacity is the thickness of your shape. Now if you want it to be very light, you can just come here, you can see the plus icon here and you can see the minus icon here. So if you want to reduce the opacity, or you can just hold down this and drag, then you can see the shape is beginning to go faded. We are reducing the opacity, so it's becoming less thicker. But if you want to increase it, you can just go with this or drag it down, or click on the minus icon here and the opacity will get reduced, or come here, click on the plus icon and you can add an opacity to it. Now there are different colors here, the font colors. You can simply add any color of your choice. or you can play with gradient colors. Gradient is a combination of two colors, and add it two or more colors rather to your design, to your workspace. So you can add either a normal color or a gradient color to it, and you can add a stroke to your design. A stroke is a boundary found around your design, so you can add a stroke to it. This is the stroke width, like how thick you want the stroke to be. How thick do you want it? So if you want it very faint and light, you keep it at a low stroke. But if you want it very thick, then increase it so it can be very thick. Then you can also reduce the opacity, that is the thickness of the stroke, by simply adjusting the same way we did to the shape earlier. So you can see the thickness is beginning to fade. You can easily drag it again and boom, the thickness is back, or reduce the thickness. So you can easily play with it. Now you can also change your stroke color the same way we change the color of the shape. So you can pick any color here. You can see the stroke color has changed, so you can just pick any color of your choice that you want to play with here. Now this other icon is for the blur radius. How do you want your shape to be blurred? How do you want it to be blurred? The blur radius is basically for the stroke. So if you want your stroke to be very blurred, you would increase the blur radius here. So you can see that the stroke we added earlier is beginning to get blurred. But if you do not want it to be blurred at all, simply take it and reduce it. You have your normal stroke. But if you want to play with your designs and just have something special, you can just blur your stroke design and all that. So if you're comfortable with this and you're okay, this is just a few ways you can play with your shape design. Simply click on the yes icon here, or if you're not okay, the no icon, which is the cancel icon. So let's just click on yes, and it's on our work face. So this is your shape. This is how you can add the shape. You can edit your shape on PIXELLAB. So let's delete this now and go back to the add icon. Now from gallery, this from gallery is used for importing images or design resources that you'd want to work with. So when you click on it, it will take you to your files on your phone. This is currently on download because I've used it a couple of times, so these are the resources I've downloaded. So you can just click on the three drop down icon here and you would see your design. You'll see your phone file and how you can access it from here. So let's say the resources you're looking for is not here, simply click on this and find what you're looking for, and that's all. So let's say we want to pick a random image and add it to our workspace. Let's just pick this, and there are different sizes that you want to use depending on the image size you are using. So let's just go with this. We can easily reverse it here. See, this top part here is for sizes. Your image size would determine the size of the image or the picture you're importing would be. That is your normal image size. The normal image size you are working on will determine the size of the image you want to add to it. Or you can just break the rules and just add the image where you want and reduce the size from working. Now there are other features here. You can easily rotate this by clicking here, and clicking here. You can easily rotate it, or that's the clockwise movement. Or you can go, and again this part is to increase the grids of the design of the image, or you can lock the image. You can lock it here if you're not making any changes, or you can just make it circular. Yes, if you want a circular design, you can still play with it. Okay, this is how you want it. Is the marked part that will be imported into your workspace. Then this is to change the original design, and how it's going to come out. If you want it in the left hand or the right hand side, you can easily do this depending on what you want, or you want it at the top or the bottom. So it's totally dependent on what you want. And this cancel icon is used to just cancel the entire importation. You are not importing any image, or click on yes to add the image. So the image is a transparent one, so that is why you can see it like this. If it were not transparent, you'd see it with a background, a white, a brown, a black, or whatsoever background. But this is how it is, and this is how you can import images from your gallery into your workspace. So we're going to delete this again and continue. So the last one in the add icon is draw. Now, to draw is to just normal creating designs or artworks with your pen. Now there are various tools you can use here. You can see the pen size. You can increase it depending on how thick you want it, or you can reduce it. The smoothness, if you actually want it to be very smooth or blurry, you can easily play with this. Then if you want to fill the inside, just simply click on this. If you want it to be dashed, like dashed lines, click on this. If you want a neon effect, a multicolored effect, blur effect, click on the neon effect. You're going to get that. If you want to increase the blur radius, the same way we did with the stroke effect in the circle, in the shape circle we added, you can just still do it. So let's quickly do a quick one. So our pen size is, let's leave it at 13, and let's pick a color for the pen. Let's pick this yellow color and draw a house. So this is a house, a hut. I think there should be, yeah. So this is a hut, a house, a house. So you can, this is how you get to use your pen effect. You can just draw anything on your pen. Let's say you want to reverse the last thing you did. There's this icon here. Just tap on it. The last thing you did will be removed. Now this one is to remove the entire thing you've done so far. So take you back to the default settings. This reverse arrow, sorry, with a circle in the middle is to take you back to the default interface or workspace. Now if you click on it, everything we have done here would disappear. Now let's see, it's gone, everything is gone. Well, we can bring that back by clicking on the reverse. Oh, it's not working. So this this icon here, or this tool, is to take you back to the default. Even this can bring you back. So if you're going to click on this, note that what you have done is going to go into thin air. There's no recovering it, there's no coming back. So let's quickly draw the house again. Oh, this house is not bent. Anyways, no problem. Then let's use the eraser feature. Just tap on it and you can erase anything there. You can erase it. You can also increase the eraser size. Yeah, you're erasing it, so you understand the features of this pen tool and this draw tool. So you can go ahead and play with this fill inside, dashed lines, neon effect, blur radius, so you can see how it comes out. So same, we're going to delete this again and continue. So that's all for the text. That's all for the add icon. We've touched each and every one of them and we see how it works. Now let's go to the next, which is save. Now if Now you can see the save as project and save as image. If you want to save your current work on PIXELLAB, just simply click on save as project. Then you add the project name. You can put let's just use running. So running. Then if you're okay with the name, simply click on OK. The saving is done. You can see that. So you have saved this project. You can easily come back to it at any time you open your Pixel application. Come back to it at any time and you'll find it. So long as you have not deleted the resources you've used, you have not deleted the file, the PLP file, you have not deleted your PIXELLAB application, you can easily come back to that project. Now let me show you how you can get your project. So when you open your app, this icon here at the bottom part, my project, so just click on it and you're going to see the running. You can see it's at the first side of it, running. Just tap on it. You can just tap on it and it's going to come back, or you just, so when you open your application, just tap on it and you're going to continue from where you stopped. So that is how you can save your project and come back to it. Now let's go back to the save icon. We have save as image. Click on it. Now there are different image formats. We have the JPEG and we have the PNG. Now if you're uploading on the internet, it is best you save as PNG. It's of better quality on the internet, and your quality should be ultra. It should be ultra. That is, it will give you a very better version of your image. So if you're going for print purpose, please save it as JPEG, but if you're going for upload purpose, it's PNG. And if you're printing too, it should still be in ultra mode. Then click on save to gallery and you have it saved on your gallery. You can easily find that. So share, which is the next icon here, just click on it. And if you want to share your image, it's almost the same thing with the save icon. Well, you can see different social media icons at the top of it. On that quick share, you see Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, WhatsApp, Instagram, Dropbox, and Twitter. So you can easily click on them. I think okay, that's all. You can easily click on any of these and share your work directly on them. So it's already giving you that access to do it directly instead of doing it manually. So if you want to do it directly from this, click on any of the icons and do it. When you click on this share here, it's the same thing it's going to give to you. So this is how you can easily share your images out from PIXELLAB to any other application that are listed here, please. That are listed here. Now, so the next one is a quote icon. It's just a place where you can find different quotes that you can add to your design, or just for any purpose. But it's basically for quotes where you can have. So you can have it in English and French. You can see for motivation different types of quotes, for positivity, for friendship, etc. So you can easily tap on any and you have it as a text box and make your edits, or if you're okay with it, you can add it to your design. So let's delete that and go to the next. So the next is a drop-down icon for major works. This is where you can see most of the most important things in PIXELLAB. I would say other things are important, but this would help you more because it determines the foundation of your work. Now you can say use image from gallery. The way you upload your image from the gallery, we already talked about that when we talked about importing images. So if you click on it, it's going to take you to your gallery, your file. It's going to take you there. So The next one is a full screen. If you want the total screen, like you just don't want to see any other tool on PIXELLAB, it's just your workspace that you want to see, you can just click on full screen. But if you don't want it, there's this icon here, just tap on it and you're going back. Then we have use image from camera. You can just tap that, your default camera. You can just use it, snap the image you want and upload it there. Or you can export image. So it's the same as a share or the save. So if you want to just export what you are doing currently, just, we've talked about this, just make one or two decisions and boom, your image is out of here. Going back, we have image size. Now this is the major part of your design. Okay, let's talk about the preset first. This is a custom. This is a default image size that comes with PIXELLAB. Is a default one. So you can click on the custom and you can see. Okay, when you click on custom, you see square, you see profile picture, you see YouTube channel banner, you see YouTube thumbnail, Facebook article. Now, when all these are default sizes that have been made for you already, so the YouTube channel banner, okay, let's click on it, is different. The image size is different from the Facebook image, from the Facebook cover art. Let's look at it. There are different image size that you can use. So if you want to make your design, give it an image size, you just simply go to the image and, depending on what you want to work on rather. So if you're working on an Instagram cursor, the size is different. We'll be talking about sizes later, because in PIXELLAB we don't work with inches, we work with pixels. So you have to convert in inch to pixels. I'll be talking about the conversion later on. So you just simply pick on what you want and click on OK, and that's it. So let's go to the default image size we had. The default is 1280 by 1280. This is the default image size on PIXELLAB. So when you're done, the next is to contact the owner of this modded version, not the original PIXELLAB. So if you have a bug or you want to contact them, just simply click on this and you can contact them. For the tutorials is to show you how you can easily use the application, just use them and all that. To remove ads, this is a paid option. Yeah, you have to pay the owner of this app so they can stop ads. When you connect your data is on, you would see some ads though. It's not like the normal Pixel application. That's the main version. That is why I don't like using it, because of the ads. If you try to save an image, boom, an ad pops up. But for this one, ads do not pop up just like that. You can only see them at the top and just on a very small part of your save icon. Like when you click on save icon, it's usually at the top of it. It's very small. You know that's an advert, but the main PIXELLAB application will just stick your entire screen up with adverts. So if you want to remove ads, that's okay. Then this recover auto save is if while working on your Pixel application something happened and you exited your workspace immediately and you shut down your app without saving your work. This recover auto save would help you recover your last work on PIXELLAB. So it's just to click on it and follow the instructions there. I don't want to make this video too long, so you just have to follow the explanations I'm giving and tutorials here, and boom, you're good to go. The open PLP file is the same thing as your project. So, and also if you have a PLP file that you would want to import into PIXELLAB application, this is where you go to open PLP file and you can easily import any PLP file. PLP is for PIXELLAB, so if you have an application, just the way we have PSD for Photoshop, if you have a PSD, you can easily open it with any Photoshop. It's the same thing with PLP. If you have a PLP file, you can easily open it by clicking on this place and locating where your PLP is. So if you click on it here, just go to PLP and you start finding it in your device where the PLP file is located, and that is it. So next on here is about to tell you about what the Pixel application is. That's just about here, what the application is, who created the application. So you can see this is not the main PixelLab owner. You can see Imagine Studio is not the owner of the main PixelLab. This is just a modded version. So you can just see this is everything about the owner of this particular version. Now on to the next is exit. So if you want to exit your application in totally, just click on exit and you are out of PixelLab. Now this is all about the first top icons. We've talked about the first top. Now down to the second part of the top bar. Now we have the PixelLab application, the icon, rather the logo. Then the next is this reverse icon. This icon would, just the way we did when we're drawing on the screen, we reversed what we drew on the screen. So it's the same feature here. This reverse icon here, this one, would bring back what you have done previously on the screen. So let's look. Everything we have done, we can reverse it so long as we have not closed that file. If you started working and you did not close the file, like you went to your project and you click on another project, you did not close that particular workspace, you can recover everything you have done on the screen so far. So let's see. This is the last quote, the last text we did. Okay, let's see. So this is everything we have done so far, that we are recovering every single thing. So this reverse arrow is to bring back the last things you have done, so long as you have not closed your project. If you have not closed your project, you can recover it. And note that when you reverse it, you cannot unreverse it. So be very sure what you want to do. If you take it back, you can't take it forward. It just continue going back and back. So once you see that the icon becomes faded, note you cannot reverse it any longer. That's how far it can go, and that's all you have done so far. So let's continue. Then the next is the zoom icon. If you want to make working better, let's say you are working on very small, you've reduced the size of your font, so you're working with very small images or icons or shapes and all that, you can just use the zoom icon to make working easier for you, because you can't strain your eyes from afar. You're working with very small text, you cannot be looking at it from up here. You just have to go down there, look at the text properly. So this is what the zoom feature help you. You can zoom in or you can zoom out. So when you're okay, just tap on the icon here and boom. Then this grid line is to ensure balance. Balance is one of the principles of designing. The grid line will ensure that your text, your shapes, your images are balanced. So you can use this to check how balanced it is. Is it the width? Is it the height? Whatever it is, you can use this to check for balance. Make sure your design is on it or at the top of it. So at the top of the grid. So you can easily play with your grid settings. You can add to it, you can reduce the positions that they have found, you can remove the the width. You can delete all the grids and take it. Okay, you can just have two. Let's just have two. Yeah, two. Yeah. So you can just reduce the number of lines you have by clicking on this reverse icon here. Is to reduce the number of lines. Then just play with other features that are found there to understand it much more better. So away from the grid, just tap on it. You can see there's a shaded part of it that will tell you we're active on it. So just tap on it and we are out of it. Now this other icon here is to show you is a layer icon. Is to give you the order in which your design resources are on your project. Let me quickly do this one. Let's import this image and let's import another one. Let's import this one. Now we have two images here in our workspace. The first one we uploaded, which is the lady's image, it will be at the bottom. You can see it here. Then the last one we uploaded will be at the top. Now you can easily take this downwards and this will become at the bottom. You can find it behind the lady, or if you make the lady at the bottom, boom, this is now at the top of the lady's image. So this is how you can easily know your layers. You can hide, you can just simply lock a design or a resource and it will not be visible. You can't touch it since you've locked it. It's just the lady's image that we can touch. You can touch this other 3D image, you can touch it. So it's just the lady's image that you can touch. But if you unlock it, you can touch the image now. You can move it around, you can play with it. So you can lock, you can edit. This is to edit. You can copy, you can reduce the size, you can balance, you can rotate, you can take to the front, you can take to the back. So I've just simply told you what all these are in a split second. Now you can also hide your design by doing that. The design is available, the resource rather is available, but it has been hidden from your workspace. So if you want to bring it back, just unhide it and boom, it's back. If you want to delete it, there you go. So this is what a layer does for you, to show you different layers of your design. So you can have up to 30 here. It depends on what you're working on and how you are working. So there's no limit to the layers you can have. You can just be having as much as you can. Okay, this is what the layer is and that is it. So let's delete this. Now we are done with the top bar of the Pixel application by explaining it. Now let's quickly do the bottom so the video will not be too long. Now at the bottom we have the default background. You can just pick any background that you want to work with. So let's just pick this one. Okay, this one. Now if you're picking a background, it's like you're starting afresh. So this is something you should do from the onset of your project. So if you want to work with this background, just pick on it from the onset. It's not as though when you have started working on your design, you have gone for it, you don't want to change your background to any of these here. No, you're going to lose everything unless you are saving your work. So just tap on it and this is it. This is the background. You can just delete this, delete it, delete this and work with this background, or you pick any background, work with it, delete it, work with it and all that. So if you don't want it, you can still choose another background or go to the default background you have. So the choice of background matters in a design. It's like this, the foundation of your design. If your background is bad, trust me, every other thing in your design will be bad. So you need to choose a very good background for your design. Now that's for background. I've talked about project. Project is where you get to see the projects you have worked on so far, the saved project, because if you do not save your project, it's not going to be found on my project here. It won't be found here. If you don't save it, it won't be found there. So you need to save your project. Now, after project, we have this shape icon here, which is the default. As you can see, this is default interface. Now, if you click on this A icon, or this shape icon, or this other icon here, or this, they have different features, and that's what you're going to find out now. So when you click on the A, is for alphabet. Now this is text and this is code. Now let me show you what it is used for ASAP. Okay, the default is already here. Now when you click on any alphabet on any text box and you click on A, you're going to see different editing formats. Now you can edit this, you can delete it, you can copy it, you can take it to the front, you can take it to the back. This is when you already have other layers available. You can change the position, you can move it around instead of just dragging it with your hand. You can change the position by using either the top, the side, the bottom, the side movement. You do any movement you want. Or you can do the relative position. Either you want to place it to the middle, take it to the equal part of the middle, or you take it to the side, you take it to the side, you take it to the top, you take it to the bottom. It's totally dependent on what you want. So this is for relative positioning. If you want to properly position your image, this is the feature you should use. Then this is for text size. You can increase your size, reduce it, increase it, reduce it, and yes or no, totally dependent on what you want. Then for the purling, if you want to take your image to the left purling, take it to the left side of your work without moving it yourself. You can do that, or you can take it to the right part. So because the left purling is so high, you can't do that for the right. So for the right, you just keep taking it and all that and all that. So if you're comfortable with how the purling is, you can just click on yes or reverse your entire work here or cancel. So that's just it. If you want to add color to it, pick any color. You can add the default color. You can select the text where you want a particular color on. If you want it on the full text, you can go do that. If you want it on some parts, like I said, and just select it. If you're okay, you can also pick gradient colors, which are available here. Any colors you want, so long as the color is befitting. No, color is a very essential part of designing. It's very essential. So know that with good colors, you get very good designs too. If you're okay with the color or not, you can just cancel or yes. So let's cancel this. Then move texture is to give your design a feel of reality. So if you want to add a texture to this, you can just tap on it and pick on any image you want to use as a texture and boom. So let's save this. Okay, let's use this. Let's use this image as a texture. You can see the texture has changed. If the texture is grainy, if it is crunch, if it is plain, like this one is plain, so hence it's like this. So you can play with the scale, you can enable these. Now this is when you have multicolors, that is going to be so obvious. So if you're okay with the texture, you can delete it, or you can pick more here, tapping on this image icon, or if you're okay, tap on yes. Then the opacity is to reduce the thickness of your text, so you can easily increase it or decrease it. And if you're okay with the after shadow, this doesn't really play much effect, so just tap on it if you're okay with it. Then if you want to rotate it without using this bent line here, just tap on it. This will give you a proper rotating angle. So you can go for 90 degrees, you can go for 45 degrees, So you can go from negative degrees and all that, depending on what you want to give you a proper angle, instead of just doing default without doing any random rotation without knowing what to do properly. So if you're okay with it, click on this. If you're not okay, this would reverse your entire work and this will cancel it. So if you're okay with it, just tap on this. Then the next is to mask, the masking effect. This is a very professional effect. It is used to cut and reshape a text or shape. So you can see we've maxed out certain parts of the design of the text. You can see it's a very professional feature. So if you want to know how to mask properly, you're going to learn that. It gives your effect a very your shape or text a very nice feeling. So it's not, when you want to mask, there are some shapes you want to mask. Like I said, you can create a shape. I said it earlier, you can create a shape from the original default shapes found on PIXELLAB. So there are different features here. We have the bezier tool, we have the arrow. We don't want that. So you can easily play around with these features and know how much the work exactly. Now we have the fonts. This is where you pick your typeface. What font exactly do you want to use for your design? So you can just pick anyone and click on OK, and you're good. No, we maxed this, so let's remove the maxed layer. I did that by just reversing everything, so it's not really much of a big deal. So this is your typeface. It's actually different from this because I copied it. Yeah, I talked about copy earlier. I copied it, so we have this, and this, you can see that this text is different from this in terms of color. This is because there's a texture added to it, and there's no texture added to this, just a normal color. But this is not a color, it is a texture. You can see the different feel. You can see two lines. If you look deeply, you see two lines on it. So that's the texture feel on there. So moving on, you can have the style. If you want to make it bolder, if you want to make it italize, if you want to underline it, if you want to cancel everything, just click on this T here. Then you can also play with the feature, which particular image or which particular text should have the effect. You can just do that too. If you're not okay with it, you can just click on this cancel and everything is out. Or if you don't want to click on this, you can click on this, or you can click on the yes icon to place or implement your effect. Now the next is the curve. You can bend your design just how you want it. So curve is to bend your text, not design, to bend your text. And if you're okay with it, the same thing. So let's just leave it. Okay, let's not leave that. Let's leave that to default. Now this background will give only your text a background. Only your text a background. So you can pick on the color you want. And all that. So this text has a background. Now this text do not have a background, but this one have a background. So the other features here, okay, no. The other features that you can play with, that's up to you. You should learn this. Then we have alignment. You can let me remove the background. Okay, it's just not working. Now this is to align. Oh, not the background, sorry. Not the background. Now if you have different text, if you have, okay, let me just type something proper. Default in Nigeria. Now this is already a two-lined word. Now if you want to align it, you come down to align. You see, it's already justified, or you take it to the end, or to the other end. There's a language for it. I can't remember that now. So this is how you actually align your text. You align it. Then spacing is to increase the space between the letters or decrease it. So depending on how you want it, you can do that. Or you can pick a particular word, and for a particular word instead of the letters, you can do this. Then for the line spacing is to increase the spacing between the lines of the two text. So you can see it's increasing and it's decreasing. So anyhow you want it, you can get it. So let's just go back to the defaults here. Then stroke, I told you, is a border. Is a border around your image or your text. So you can change it, the stroke color, play around with it, and if you're okay with it, boom, it's on it. So let's just go back. We're still on text. Then shadow would add this effect, the normal shadow effect to your design. You can increase the opacity, the blur radius, how thick it is, the add glow, and many other things. But learn this one properly too. Then emboss is to give your text this lightened feeling. The lightened feeling of a text is the embossment. So the same thing, like I said, you should get used to this. This is just telling you how these things are. Then perspective is to play with your text or shape to change its original form into something else. Now we're playing with the perspective of this text. Now this is how it is. We have changed the perspective of this text, so it's not the way it used to be anymore. So we go back and we have the 3D rotate it like this, rotate it like that. It's not like your normal rotation, so you can rotate it however you want. So we go back again. 3D text. You can see the 3D text, there's perspective, there's oblique, there's depth, there's color, there's stacking. You can rotate it, you can change, you can still rotate it Z. You can change the intensity, you can add your shadow, make it more darker, specular hardness, and all that. So this is what the 3D does for you. So let's just cancel it. Now we have a 3D shadow. This will give you a proper shadow, a 3D shadow to your text. So you can also play with these features to see how it is. I don't want this video to be so long, so I'm trying as much as possible to just cut the long explanations. So you can also add colors to your shadow and play with it. You are playing to master it, so it's not just playing for fun. If you're okay with it, tap on yes and all that. So we have reflection. Reflection is different from shadow. Now you see it. Now that's the reflection of the original text. So you can move your reflection down, you can take it upwards, and all that. So this is all about text and how you can use text. Now this second one, which is this, is for shapes. Now we have stickers, we have import, draws, shapes, bezel, arrow. Now you can also add an arrow to your design too. You can change the color here and play with other features. And this is for the bezel too. The bezel is just used for giving shapes. So let's say you want to create an original shape. You want to create an original shape like this, or stroke. Instead of going default, you can just do it from here. So you can do it from here. Well, you can also fill this and have it give you a shape. I think there's okay, there's no, it's not here. That should be in the max tool, not here. So this is just to give you only a stroke feeling of what you're drawing. and that's it. You can always edit it from here, you can, but let's just quickly delete that. Now let's import a shape. Let's quickly talk about shape, and that should be all in this training. So when you click on shape and you go to the alphabet icon, you would see nothing. But when you go to the click on shape and you go to the shape icon, you would see the same features we've used or talked about earlier for shape. So if you click on image on text, you see you won't get those features here until you click on alphabet. That's where you start seeing those features. You click on shape for alphabet, you won't get it unless you click on the shape icon. So it's the same thing I've talked about so far. Now, there was no eraser in the alphabet section, so but we have an eraser here. You can easily erase a shape, and boom, you get that. So for you to be able to erase an image, a text rather, you need to add an image to your text. You need to add an image to your text and make it invincible by hiding it. And merging it. I didn't talk about merge, I didn't talk about movement, but surely with time you'd get to know those features. So let's merge it quickly, and you can see it's no longer an image. I don't know what I'm calling the image. It's no longer a text, but rather a shape. So you can easily erase the default text. So you can easily erase it. Now let me quickly talk about these tools on here in the layer icon. I forgot to talk about it. On the layer icon, when you click on this cancel and approved icon, you get to see this part of your layer where you can click on. Now when you click on it, you can easily delete it, those things you have marked. Let's take it back. You can easily delete it, or click on this pointer icon here to play with it. Now the same features that I told you about rotation, you can rotate it. Rotation, this is the size, this is for the relative position, and this is for positioning, this is to lock your image, and this is to hide it. So it's the same thing here. Or this icon here is to merge the design. They become one. The two of them is now one. You don't have them separately again. It's now one. It's not just one single design. So let's take it back. You can just, reverse that. And this is just mark it and nothing. Go on. So this is it. This is everything so far for PIXELLAB. Then this is for background. Yeah, you want to change your background, you can easily do that here, either with a normal color or a gradient color. You can easily play with your background. Remember, background is like the foundation of your design, so you need to have a good background. Then if you want to make your design transparent, you want to save it as a transparent form, just there you go, you've made it transparent. You want to add color to remove the transparency, okay, or add transparent. The image size is what we talked about in the default three dotted icons there. We talked about images. These are default images on PIXELLAB. Then from gallery, you're importing from your gallery. From camera, we're importing from camera. Then this icon here, this last icon, is to edit your background. Now you can rotate your background if you have any background that can be rotated. This vignette is to add a darkened, side-edged design to your image, so you can see those. You can see the darkness around in a circular form. You can see it, so you can play with the color you want. If you want it to be yellow, okay. If you want it to be orange, dark light orange, Oh, that's an orange, sorry. If you want it to be purple, whatever color it is that you want, just tap on it and use it. Then noise is to add this grainy, noisy feeling to your background. So you can easily play with the noise design just how you want it and tap on it. Then we have the strip. It's a black and white strip. You can make it very obvious. You can reduce the opacity. You can repeat it, make it very much, or just reduce it. The font. If you're okay with it, as always, tap on yes. If you're not okay, back. Then brightness to increase how bright your background is. How bright your background is. You can just leave this at 0 brightness if you don't want it to be bright. Contrast is to increase the color opacity. So you can see the color now is becoming sharper, and play with various colors. So it's going from colors to color, just the way it is on the wheel, on the color wheel. That is what your contrast gives you. All contrasting colors would be added as long as you're increasing or decreasing the contrast of your background. So this is the basic things you need to know about PIXELLAB, and practicing these things will make you get used to different tools and how you can use them to work on your designs. If you don't practice, trust me, you won't understand these features better. Nobody knew it in one day. When you get started, you can start playing around. Okay, let me start importing images, and over time you get used to importing, or you want to play with your background, how you can make it default original background. You can just come over here on the background icon and play and edit your background. How to balance it, you can use your grid. You want to get a proper look into your workspace, you can use a zoom icon. You want to go back to the last thing you did, use the reverse icon. You want to save, go to the save icon and save. If you want to add a text, go to the add icon. If you want to add a shape, go to the add icon, or go to the shape bar at the top at the bottom end or the bottom part of the PIXELLAB application. So when you consistently do these things, you get used to the PIXELLAB interface. If you don't practice, you wouldn't get used to these things. So when you start practicing all these things, you start knowing there are different functions and how you can use them to implement your design. No, these are just for sample. In our further class, we'll be talking about how you can use this PIXELLAB for designing a flyer, for designing a logo, business cards, and all that. So this is what you'll get to learn. So PIXELLAB is not so complicated. It is quite easy if you understand it properly. So make yourself acquainted to this application, and trust me, you will definitely up your smartphone design game with it. My name is Rose, and I'll catch you up in subsequent classes. Take care.